13 and 31. Wonderful coincidences, or numbers chosen with great care by the Lord. Part 3. At the end of the second part of the study of wonderful coincidences, we were able to conclude that the prophecies of Our Lady made on July 13, 1917 in Fatima, and still unfulfilled, are most likely related to events that will unfold during the apocalypse. The third part of this study will bring to the fore the prophecies revealed in the most read, analyzed, and quoted chapter of the apocalypse, Revelation 13. And no, it is not a coincidence that all these prophecies of Our Lady at Fatima on July 13, 1917, and from the Revelation 13, bear the seal of the number 13. And no, the fact that Our Lady insisted on the date of July 13th is not a coincidence either. The book of Revelation can be understood not only by those who will experience the events described in it, but also by us, those who want to heed the word of the Lord. After all, it was written with the aim of being understood, and not because the Lord wanted us to get lost, exhausted, despondent, and hopeless in its interpretation. But the study of Revelation must be done including two other great writings, the Gospels and the book of Daniel. Only by studying all three books together can we understand each one separately. But if someone wanted to start from somewhere, their study of understanding the apocalypse, this point would be Revelation 13. Because for the author of these studies, it was very difficult to understand the prophecies described in Revelation, in Gospels, and in the book of Daniel, I can now give you some advice. Take enough time to read. Read each book separately without fragmenting it into too many parts. Reread, and I hope you don't get discouraged dozens of times. And in all this time, don't try to find too many explanations. Just read and reread. Only after the events are somewhat clarified and connections between them have begun to appear, and this can take a long time, weeks, months, or even years, because we are caught in a world that demands a lot from us on other levels as well. Return to Revelation 13 and begin the study. Revelation 13 contains a brief but extremely detailed description of the events, and especially of the central nefarious characters from the apocalypse, and it is not by chance that it bears the number 13 as its distinctive sign. Below is the full text of Revelation 13. The dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea. It had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on its horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had feet like those of a bear and a mouth like that of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power and his throne and great authority. One of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. People worshipped the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshipped the beast and asked, "Who is like the beast? Who can wage war against it?" The beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies, and to exercise its authority for 42 months. It opened its mouth to blaspheme God and to slander his name and his dwelling place and those who live in heaven. It was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. And it was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. All inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, all whose names have not been written in the Lamb's book of life, the Lamb who was slain from the creation of the world. Whoever has ears, let them hear. If anyone is to go into captivity they will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword they will be killed. This calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of God's people. Then I saw a second beast coming out of the earth. It had 2 horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. It exercised all the authority of the first beast on its behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. And it performed great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth in full view of the people. Because of the signs it was given power to perform on behalf of the first beast, it deceived the inhabitants of the earth. It ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. The beast that St. John sees, which has 10 horns and 7 heads, is a real demonic entity that will rule the kingdom of the new and great global world order of the end times and its kings. At this point, it is important for the reader to have this notion of demonic entity clarified, and this will be achieved by reading the article on the blog In Dem la Vegera Ro, entitled The Identity of the First Three Beasts in the Book of Daniel 7, Bible Study. Its head that seemed to be wounded to death is the little horn with a human mouth, and that spoke arrogantly in Daniel 7. It is the shameless and cunning king from Daniel 8. It is the one in Daniel 9 who will make a covenant with many for 1 week. It is the king from Daniel 11 who will do as he pleases. It is the man of lawlessness and the son of perdition from the second epistle of Paul the Apostle to the Thessalonians. It is the rider on the white horse in Revelation 6. It is the Antichrist. In the apocalyptic text, the beast is identified with this head that seemed to be wounded to death. The dragon that gives the beast its power, its throne, and great authority is the father of lies in the Gospel according to John chapter 8:44. It is the old serpent called the devil and Satan in Revelation 12:9. That other beast with 2 horns like a lamb and that spoke like a dragon is the false prophet. The beast will receive authority from the dragon for 42 months, that is, 3.5 years. He will speak blasphemies against God, and he will make war with the saints, and will overcome them, and will receive authority over all tribes, peoples, languages, and nations. That other beast with 2 horns like a lamb will deceive people by the great signs that it will perform. It will demand that an image be made to the beast, and it will be given authority to give breath to that image that will speak, and those who will not worship it will be killed. Then it will make everyone receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, without which they will not be able to buy or sell. I left an important detail for the end of the study that we can also analyze in the light of events that will occur in the future or that have already taken place. One of the heads of the beast had a sword wound, and it seemed to be wounded to death. It just seemed to be wounded to death, but it was not, and the deadly wound had been healed. And all the earth wondered after the beast, and they worshipped the dragon, because he gave power unto the beast. St. John saw this wound in his visions, and then he wrote about it in Revelation 13. We are not told anywhere that he actually saw the sword that caused the wound, which may lead us to think that the saint merely observed in the wound he saw the characteristics of a sword wound. If he told us that the sword wound seemed deadly, how could we imagine it today? As a wound that leaves a straight bleeding mark in an extremely sensitive area of the body, perhaps even the head? So we can analyze Revelation 13 without forgetting that Our Lady insisted on the date of July 13th. Putting together all that has been written so far, we can understand why the number 13 is a number chosen with great care by the Lord. The message conveyed and associated with this number is an extremely important one, especially because it is very possible that it refers equally to the end times and to the present times that we all live in. Help us, Lord.